to themselves and their family or other people in the car and not drive through those floodwaters.
The rain has stopped, but the water levels in rivers continues to increase, posing threats to the residents. The New South Wales Premier issued a warning regarding the water levels to residents living in low-lying areas of the state.
It's important to note that flood levels in some of the rivers, particularly in Western Sydney, are continuing to rise, and that presents a real danger for some communities. So it's very important for those who live in communities that are low-lying flood-prone areas that you continue to listen to emergency broadcasts from the SES.
Millions of people across Mexico, the United States and Canada will see a total solar eclipse. The North American continent on Monday will experience this. The opportunity to experience this cosmic event will not only be restricted to the sighted, the blind or visually impaired. People will too have an opportunity to experience this event through sound. As the total solar eclipse arrives, a new inclusive technology has made it possible to allow people who are blind or visually impaired to hear the solar eclipse. The device, called Light Sound, will be available at public gatherings on the 8th of April. Developed by the Harvard University and Astronomy Lab and blind astronomer Wanda Diaz, the device is capable of translating ambient light into sound, offering a new way of experiencing an eclipse. The device works by converting the varying levels of light during an eclipse into different sounds. Flute tones represent bright daylight, a clarinet sound as the light dims during the eclipse, and soft clicks signal the total eclipse phase when the moon completely obscures the sun's light.
We developed a device called the Light Sound that essentially takes light and converts it to sound as a tool for blind and visually impaired.
I want you to imagine that you are the sun.
Initially starting with 3 devices for the 2017 eclipse, the team aims to distribute at least 750 devices this year to locations in Mexico, the United States and Canada. This effort is part of a larger goal to make astronomy more accessible to everyone, regardless.
Even though we can't see something, it doesn't mean that we can't experience something. We have a lot of different senses and different ways of enjoying different experiences, and just because it's different doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile.
All right, a quick recap of how the stock markets across the world performed this week. Both the United States and the European stock markets experienced a downturn this week amid surging bond yields following indications from Fed officials of hesitancy towards rate cuts this year. Stocks rebounded following the Dow Jones Industrial Average's worst session in more than a year as traders cheered a stronger than expected jobs report and looked past a jump in rates. And despite the bounce, all 3 indices posted a losing week. After an impressive 5-month winning streak, major European benchmark averages ended the week in red. Profit-taking and a surge in global government bond yields likely contributed to this pullback. While most Asian markets, major benchmark indices experienced declines this week, the Indian markets bucked the trend and went on to record a new high before retreating a few points from those uncharted levels. Commodity prices, particularly crude oil and precious metals, surged due to heightened tensions in West Asia and a prevailing risk of sentiment. Brent futures reached nearly a 6-month high, surpassing $91 a barrel, while gold prices repeatedly breached the record highs as well. All right, let's shift our focus now. The son of NBA legend LeBron James, Bronny, will enter the 2024 draft. LeBron has made no secret of his desire to share the court with his eldest son, and that could very well happen next season. Bronny James's decision comes just 8 months after the 19-year-old suffered a cardiac arrest during training at the University of South California. He had surgery to repair a congenital heart defect, but returned to make his college debut for USC in December. Despite entering the NBA draft, Bronny will still maintain his college eligibility. The 2024 NBA draft will take place on the 26th and the 27th of June. 39-year-old LeBron James said last year that he would love to play in the NBA with his son before his career draws to a close.
And you know what brings me back every year is watching and coaching my boys and their teammates. See, I see those kids and it brings me right back to why I play. Those kids get me back to where I need to be. Just a pure love of this beautiful game.
LeBron James, who plays for the LA Lakers, is the NBA's all-time leading scorer and is widely regarded as one of the greatest basketballers of all time. And there's a special tulip festival underway in the UK with 100 varieties and 500,000 flowers on display. Each tulip variety offers a distinct burst of colour, shape, size, together creating a stunning, picturesque landscape. We leave you with this report. Thank you so much for joining us on WION World is One.
When we started to see tulip fields being recreated in the States for ag tourism and as a visitor attraction, then it kind of made sense for us to pursue that and see whether it was even possible for us to do it or not. But the main drive for the visitors is the photography, the backdrops, the being in the countryside at this time of year. So it's sort of almost the first splash of colour, and so yeah, we'll see. It's an exciting. It's been a very exciting project to sort of like head and get off the ground.
This week on the West Asia Post, pressure is mounting on Israel from all sides. From allies to voters, the support is waning for Netanyahu's war strategy. More Israelis say they want him out now. They also discussed the spike in Israel-Iran tensions after an IDF strike on an Iranian diplomatic office in Syria. Also on the show, Gulf countries cautiously invest money in crisis-ridden Iraq. Will Baghdad bounce back? All this and much more. Catch the West Asia Post only on WION World is One.
This week on Take It Out, we explain why it is not safe to charge your phone using a public USB charging station. We tell you how AI can help prevent illegal fishing. And find out about the future of online delivery. This and more on WION World is One at these times.
On Wings this week, Ramadan celebrations worldwide and exploring special treats dished up in Indian cities during the holy month.
It's amazing how crispy it is.
And a story from Belgium, where Ramadan and Easter feasters joined each other on a 2-kilometer-long table in Antwerp. We show you the story of a horse festival in Bulgaria and a new activity to explore Paris through art ahead of the Olympic Games. Only on WION. World is One.
This week on Inside South Asia, we tell you why a tiny island between India and Sri Lanka is making a political splash. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina takes on the opposition for its India Out slogan. We discuss the China factor in South Asia. And heatwave conditions intensify in India. Crop damage, water scarcity are major concerns. All this and lot more on Inside South Asia.
Hello and welcome, I'm Ankit Tuteja and you are watching Tech It Up. This week we explain why it is not safe to charge your phone using a public USB charging station. We tell you how AI can help prevent illegal phishing and find out about the future of online delivery. Let's get started. What if I tell you that the way you charge your phone in public places could harm you? You could lose your money, your private data